Hey guys, it's WaifuGate here again. Today we'll be bringing you another video. This time it's going to be on how to avoid burnout. Now this goes especially like double efficiency, double trying to find the word for it. Like it impacts. It's even more relevant as a streamer, I would say, since you're playing the same game day in, day out. So I'd say like the main thing is that, especially as a streamer, you should be streaming the game that you love. And that's not to say to stop streaming your main game in order to play something that feels better at the time. But it's more important that you pick a game that you can stick with through really rough times. This is coming from someone who has played Monster Train for the last 2 streams instead of Magic the Gathering. Sometimes a break is necessary, but it's important to always be able to come back to that goal and to make sure that goal matters and that you're focusing on the right things. For example, I haven't hit Mythic the last season, I don't think. I didn't hit Mythic last season. And that's mainly because I didn't put in the time in order to grind the ladder, because I wasn't enjoying the meta as much as I did, the last 2 or 3 metas that we've had. And that didn't mean that I quit playing Magic per se, because I still streamed Magic, every day from Tuesday until Sunday for 6 to 9 hours. But it's really important not to slam your head up against the wall and beat yourself up if you're not getting the results that you want. Like hitting Mythic in X amount of days or weeks or whatever, getting top 200. It's okay to set yourself goals, but make sure that the goals that you set are more or less they build up to a bigger thing. Like, for example, getting Mythic doesn't matter in some capacity. Like, if you're not improving as a player and you're just slamming your head up against the wall game after game after game after game, that doesn't matter if you hit Mythic at that point and you didn't learn anything while you were going there. Like, if you kept punting with auto tapper, if you missed lethal, if you're not reflecting on that, if you didn't consider the sideboard that you net decked, like what's this card for, what's that card for. If you're not growing as a player, there's no point, at least for me, to hit Mythic. And that's the main way to avoid burnout in some sense, is just having really concrete goals that allow you to grow as a person and as a player. And you can apply this to anything, like burnout in life, even not just specifically to Magic or as a streamer or whatever you're trying to do. It's really easy to lose sight of that. You wake up and you don't really want to do the thing because you've done the thing over and over and over, and you're not really getting that result that you want, even though it would be, easier had you set up the internal goals to better yourself in a way. Because that's where it really boils down to. Like, that's where it happens. For me recently, I just started to, now this is going to sound funny, I've learned how to think before I talk. Now, it's not as relevant on stream because I talk to myself and I'm just kind of going through my thought processes. But when I was talking to my roommates on a day-to-day basis, trying to convey points that I wanted to, I was very frustrating to talk with. Like, me as a person, it's very hard for people in the apartment to enjoy a conversation with me because I would just like vomit words, and then they would be like, you got to slow down, I don't understand this example, like, why are we talking about this? And then I would be like, oh, and then I would do my thinking. So I've also been doing that, which is sort of a sub point. So But like, you know, when it boils down, as long as you're like improving, I think that's the main way to avoid burnout. And if something really, really bothers you about Magic and you need to take a break from it, I understand. Because I know that Teferi 3, at least for me, I run him in my deck sometimes, like a lot of the times with like U-White control and stuff. Like this guy breaks a dimension of Magic that is supposed to set it apart from other games, other card games like you know, Hearthstone or Shadowverse or whatever, you know, Legends of Runeterra, etc. You're supposed to be able to interact with your opponent, and this card just ruins that. And it's really hard to not get discouraged when this card keeps hosing you here and there. And I can understand that. Like I was talking to Thundermo. He now goes as like the other Mo, and he says he's going to be coming back for Magic. I think once the bans go live, so probably tomorrow instead of today now. Well, I don't know what, like this is the day that the video is recorded, so. But he says he's going to give it a shot because Agent's banned, and that was one of the cards that was bothering him in the current standard, was just people winodering and getting the Agent out and just taking control of a bunch of stuff. And it's really hard to you know, to push forward and to be happy with Magic if things like this kind of ruin the aspect of the game that you enjoy. So it's tough, but to summarize, just try to make sure that you have goals that matter, that you're not like always results oriented thinking. Like it's fine to set goals like that, but also to have smaller goals like becoming a better player and watching your mana auto tapper, all of that stuff, and reflecting upon games, like watch VODs, like maybe record yourself playing, or just being like, well, could I have done anything differently, or is this just the RNG of the shuffler? Can I change my land count? Don't change your land count every game. Don't do that. Like if you get land screwed 2 or 3 games in a row, you put a land in, then you get flooded. Just do the math, go to Frank Karsten, etc. Figure out the best number of lands for your deck and stick to it, and then figure out stuff from there. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. So I'm a little low on energy. I'm on like 3 hours of sleep right now, but I'm still trying to do the YouTube video a day. So I appreciate you guys chilling out and being awesome. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them in the section below, or stop by my stream, say hi. Usually stream from Tuesdays until Sundays, so usually around then. And I'll see you guys next time.